Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start, as always, with a quick sound check. Make sure speakers aren't up too high. Wonderful. So what have we got for you this week? Well, we have a return in alpha form of a feature that was up for a while and everyone loved and then managed to break, and it took me far too long to fix. And that is the vault for the item spawner, our ability to configure and save any sort of firearm that we want to customize. So, and along with it, we've got a couple sort of upgrades to the item spawner. So let's grab ourselves something to work with here. Maybe an Evo 3. Those are quite handsome. Awesome. Let's grab our corded suppressor that is now in the item spawner. Pop that on there. Oh, love the look. Love the look. Let's get an optic up top. Actually, no, this one fits visually so much better. Pop that on there, and what else? What else? Maybe a maybe a tactical laser. Wonderful. Not that complex, but should get you the idea. Now, if I really love this configuration and I want to save it for later use, we go back to the root of the item spawner. We put our firearm down on the bed. You only want one on there at a time. Click Vault and click Scan. And this will create an entry showing you the item and everything attached to it. You can then just click on this item, boop, to spawn yourself another, and you are ready to go. Wonderful. Along with this, I know that I should have done this a long time ago, but now when you actually go to delete something, it actually asks you to confirm deletion, as I know a number of you had accidentally deleted some of your favorite stored guns. Boop, there it goes. And scan it back. Another little advancement that is in the item spawner that should make, especially if you're customizing things, a little cleaner is that individual subcategory pages, like say if I go over to SMG and go over to the third page, now actually remember that you are here. So let's say I'm working on something, I've got an idea, I spawn myself an MP9, let's just say, and I'm like, okay, I want something for this. So I back out, go grab an attachment, like so, and then I'm like, you know what, I want another magazine for it. When I click back on SMG, I am still on the third page for it. So hopefully that should make things a little more convenient, especially now that our some of our subcategories are becoming quite a lot of pages. Wonderful. So yeah, so that is aside from a whole bunch of little bug fixes and tweaks, the full changelog is posted on the Reddit thread and the Steam post for this devlog. This is the primary thing for this week. Those of you who love to customize firearms, please give this a shot. This build is only being posted to the alpha branch on Steam. And if you don't know how to access that, you right-click the game in Steam, go down to betas, and there should be an option in the drop-downs for Alpha 1. Switch to that if you want to try this out. I'm doing this for a week in Alpha just to make sure my new data format doesn't have any issues with it. I don't want to push something that may make me clear everyone's vault again to fix. So please put this through its paces, and if you like, post on our Reddit thread any ridiculous creations you happen to come up with this week. Can't wait to see them. Anywho, let's jump out of VR and talk about what's coming next week.
Yo! Hope you're all doing well. So now that we've got the vault working for the item spawner, this next week is going to be focused primarily on a combination of working on that next module for Rotwieners, as I had talked about before, as well as basically continuing to tune the SOSIG AI. I actually came up with a couple ideas this past week in terms of being able to get a little bit better environment sensing from them in terms of cover usage without it being computationally onerous. So I'm excited to give that a shot. Beyond that, as you could probably hear from there, I got a mic set up and working correctly. It was peaking a little bit. I still have to find the right distance for it and the right recording levels and everything. But if you actually want to see, this is my current setup for the Vive Pro. This is a mod mic. It can actually just come right off. It's like magnetized. I got sick of just the audio quality of an HMD mic that's like right here, which is always just going to sound weird. And despite that being a wireless mic, it seems to behave quite well so far. So I'm now finally settling into this new dev setup. It tends to take me far too long to get used to new tools and and things like that. And I'm now that this has been the first sort of full non-sick week I've had. I feel like I'm finally getting back up into a proper development pace. A little slower than before without the constant drip feed of nicotine, but I'm healthier for it, and hey, at least there's still coffee. So, but yeah, well that just about does it. As I said, this week, please test while it's in alpha the item spawner vault. If you run into, basically there's sort of two categories if it breaks, if it bugs out, which is that either it just won't create an entry at all, or it will, like, something about the interface will sort of blow up. Like, it'll create an entry and then it will just like it'll turn on every icon in the interface. If you get any sort of errors like that, please post them in the bug report section of the Steam community forum under like item spawner vault bug. And please, when this happens, list all of the objects that were on the gun that you were trying to scan or retrieve. There are issues. It's sometimes a code bug, and it's sometimes there's a missing piece of information on an asset that is preventing it from being sort of scanned or retrieved. So it will be faster for me to hunt that down if you actually give me a list of items if and when it breaks. I'm still going through the process of like trial and erroring and just scanning every single thing in the item spawner just to make sure. But in case I miss something or just to speed the process, I would love you folks to give it a shot, especially on the upper bound of complexity. I've only scanned constructs with like 20 or so attachments, but I would of course love to know if some of you folks who make those like, crazy plasma gun looking things with 100 attachments, if those scan and come back correctly as well. So anywho, that's about it for this week. I hope you have a wonderful time playing with the vault. I'm so sorry it took me this long to bring it back. This was full-blown Anton procrastination. It was a whole bunch of like math and serialization work that I didn't want to do, and it stunk, but it's done now. Well, hopefully. And it's time to move on to more fun things. Anywho, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Peace.